All right, hello everybody. Welcome to our next lesson here, Theories of Personality, Learning. This is for our unit or the unit Perspectives on Personality. So our objectives and standards to identify views of personality in relationship to learning and analyze differences in behaviorism and social cognitive theory. Please take a look at the standards for a minute. And our desired result, how does personality develop according to learning theories? Vocabulary, behaviorism. This is the belief that proper subject matter of psychology is objectively observable behavior and nothing else, and contingencies of reinforcement or occurrence of rewards or punishments following particular behaviors. So learning in psychology. So human and animal learning has dominated the study of psychology in America. Specifically, observable behavior should be the proper subject of matter in psychology, according to John Watson, his picture there. John Watson basically believed that if it could not be seen, it could not be studied. So he was all in favor of it has to be able to be seen in order to be studied. And the beliefs of Watson led to the study of behavior and what becomes known as behaviorism. Now, behaviorism is the belief that as individuals differ in their learning experiences, they gain different behaviors and therefore different personalities. So, behaviorism and B.F. Skinner. The view of behaviorism of B.F. Skinner had a major impact on behaviorism, although it was not his intention. He was mainly studying learning, but in a way came about with another way that personality is developed by our different learning styles. He focused what causes on a person to act a specific way. So let's take a look at this example below. Rayon is a new college student who has been depressed recently. He rarely leaves his room or speaks to anyone else. Now, unlike Freud, Freud would view Rayon's happiness, or unhappiness, as a result of his childhood, okay? I should say unhappiness, my apologies. Okay, and Skinner would look at his behavior. Skinner would say, okay, well, what's going on in his life now that is forcing him to act this way? He would want to know why Rayon behaves the way he does, and what he does to reward himself if he participates in a different behavior. These are known as contingencies of reinforcement. So what do you do to reward yourself? Like maybe, for example, if you study, on Saturday night instead of going out with your friends, or watching a movie, or whatever the case may be, and you say Saturday is your day to study, or Sunday's your day to study, whatever the case may be. What do you do to reward yourself for that, to improve your behavior? If you just studied all the time, it would kind of have a negative impact on your behavior in a way, according to Skinner. So he wants you to reward yourself in a way, in a sense. So this view has become very popular with psychologists because it's action-oriented. We are changing someone's behavior by causing them to participate in a certain action. And I've spoken to and have known a few psychiatrists and psychologists who have said, that this, from what I've read myself too, that, if we can change our behavior, it can have a better impact on our personality in a way. So human behavior can be impacted and changed by rewards and punishments. However, the problem is that reinforcers are very complex and can cause issues for behaviorism. So let's go back to our example. So what Skinner would want to know is he would probably come up with a hypothesis. And the hypothesis might be something like this, that maybe Rayon's girlfriend spends a lot of time with him now, but prior to this she did not. So Rayon became depressed when she would not spend time with him. Now, if the girlfriend can get Rayon to leave his room to hang out with her, to hang out with others, that could work as a reinforcer and possibly improve his behavior. So social cognitive theory and Albert Bandura. Others believe that direct reinforcement and observational learning impact personality. This was the view of Albert Bandura, who is still alive today, as a point of this, as I'm recording this, and his colleague Richard Walters. Observational learning occurs when a person learns a new behavior by watching the actions of another person. For example, learning to hit a ball with a bat by observing someone else hold the bat correctly and hit the ball and maybe make the ball move. It was also the belief that Bandura and Walter, that Much of a young child's behavior and personality is acquired by exposure, to specific models. Now, people can also direct their own behavior by their choice of models. So, example being if a parent tells a child that they do not want them hanging out with a certain person. I'm sure maybe you've run into that. I know I ran into it sometimes, when I was a teenager. Maybe your parents don't want you hanging out with certain people or being around certain people. So they try to, stir you or, steer you away from those types of people. So they're trying to choose your friends for you in a way to try and change your behavior or or maybe not so much change your behavior, but keep your behavior in a good manner or in a good way. Okay, so we can also do that as people too. We can try to change people's behavior by telling them not to hang out with certain people or not to be around certain people. Albert Bandura's social cognitive theory, which we'll talk about in the next slide here, also identifies elements that impact our behavior. So the factors of his social cognitive theory, there are three things that, according to Bandura, shape our personalities. The first one is the cognitive personal factors, and these are beliefs, expectations, values, social roles, our emotional makeup, our biological and genetic influence. So these are things that are, inside of us or taught to us. What do you value? Do you value, working hard and having a good job, or are you more concerned with, maybe you're happy with just having a nice family? I don't know. There's different values and everybody has different values. So, maybe you're more concerned with having a fancy car and having a big house, or maybe you're okay with the small apartment and and the car that's not the nicest car, but as long as it runs and gets you to work and is okay and gets your family safely somewhere. Different beliefs and values and expectations. The second one that affects us is behaviors, and these are personal actions. Bandura believed that another important concept that governs behavior is self-efficacy, or our ability to succeed. Okay? People will develop outcome expectations as long as they remain positive. You will keep trying. Okay? And the third one here is environmental factors, social, political, and cultural influence, as well as personal learning experiences. Now, critics argue that these learning theories do not explain personality or give enough influence to things such as genetic factors or childhood experiences. However, learning theories of personality do focus on concrete actions that can be tested and measured. All right, so that's all I have for today. So please try your best on the questions that follow. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day or night. Okay, in our closure, how does personality develop according to learning theories? Think about some of the things that you heard and saw in the lesson. That'll help you answer your questions. Please try your best on the questions that follow. Let me know of any questions or concerns. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I hope to talk to you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.